In this video, I'm going to show you the updates that has transformed the Cotopaxi Allpa 28 into what was a good travel backpack into what is now, I think, a great travel backpack. The Allpa is Cotopaxi's signature travel backpack. It was always extremely popular because it's a very colorful, fun, well-designed, and versatile travel bag. They've made quite a few changes, so in this video I want to give you a detailed comparison on the old versus new model, but first a quick overview of the updates. Starting with what I think is a very noticeable change, the update here on the green bag is noticeably larger, especially in this main panel, than the old version. However, it still maintains, allegedly, the original 28-liter capacity. But for actual design updates, they've added a side water bottle pocket, front top slash pocket. On the back, they've upgraded the backpack straps, added a luggage pass-through sleeve, and on the interior, changed the orientation of the zipper pockets. But before we can start looking at the design updates, we first need to clear up this mysterious change in size. One of the reasons I think they probably didn't have a water bottle pocket on the old model is because this side fabric panel in the main compartment was just simply too small. And to fix this, they increased the size of this fabric panel to allow room for a stretchy water bottle pocket, also increasing the interior capacity on this main compartment. However, if they wanted to keep the same 28-liter capacity here, they would have had to shrink this top panel compartment on the new version, which it doesn't really look like they did. In fact, despite a larger looking design here, they still have the same dimensions for the update listed on their website at 19 by 12 by 9 inches. But a simple depth measurement here is showing the old version in the middle and the thickest, about 9 inches, while the update packed out pretty full here, a little bit thicker, 9.5, maybe 10. And I think it's pretty easy to see that just having the bags laying flat here, both fully packed. This one on the update is just clearly a little bit taller. But of course, trying to get the dimensions on a really soft-sided bag is notoriously difficult, so let's test the actual capacity here and see if there's any major size differences by filling the bags with packing peanuts and transferring it into a marked container. So I'll start here by putting packing peanuts into the old model, see what the capacity is, which is supposed to be listed at 28 liters. This is the old version, try to get it as full as I possibly could, filling all these separate pockets individually. And then just to show you fully packed, this is not going to fit in an 18 by 14 by 8 sizer box. A little bit too fat. You can often fit the old version of the Allpa as a personal item if you underpack it, but fully packed like this, it doesn't really fit. This is the old model of the Allpa 28, looking pretty close at around 28 liters. Now I'll pour this 28 liters into the 2024 update. This is that 28 liters into the new bag, which is very obviously underpacked now. I got 5 liters measured out here. I'll try adding it and see how much of this I can get in there. I fit that entire 5 liters in there, so now this bag, which I think is finally full now, I'd say they cheated a little bit in the capacity, added some dimensions here, because now this is around a 33-liter pack. So now that we've cleared up some of these size discrepancies, let's start having a look at the actual updates on this bag. I wanted to start with one of the biggest ones, which is a major upgrade to this fabric. They switched from an extremely thick 1000 denier polyester over here to an 840 denier nylon, both with this waterproof TPU coating. This seems like it might be controversial, why go from a thicker to a thinner fabric, but I actually like this fabric better. Nylon is generally more durable than polyester for the same thickness, so you get an equally strong fabric, but now it's a little bit thinner, it's more flexible, it's not as stiff. And then if this comes out in the camera, I kind of wanted to show you a zoomed in version with this thicker TPC, kind of just a thick rubberized coating, whereas the new version, it gives you kind of a more interesting weave looking pattern to the bag. However, with the downside of an added Cotopaxi logo here underneath the previously sort of nondescript llama logo. This thinner fabric is also going to cut a little bit of weight off the pack. Weighing in with my travel scale, the old version came in at 2.74 pounds or 1.24 kilograms. On the update, it's now 2.46 pounds or 1.12 kilograms. Now let's go into the rest of the actual design updates, starting with this front slash pocket. They've kept this large dump pocket on the front, still goes down maybe a third of the way in the bag. This seems largely unchanged, same design, same size, which is nice, but they added a smaller slash pocket over here on the front, which is just kind of a small, slim pocket. Nothing else going inside for smaller items like keys or chargers. About the only downside I could see to this is just kind of have this extra zipper here on the front and what was otherwise a just really smooth, minimalist exterior. The next and arguably most exciting update here is an addition of a side water bottle pocket. This isn't something that's going to matter to everybody, but I like having a small side mesh pocket here, especially when it doesn't take up any room when it's not being used. This is very stretchy, it lays flat when not in use. It's going to hold pretty much any size water bottle you put in here. Fat 1 liter Nalgene bottles are going to fit, but it's stretched out pretty full. The remaining updates that I have to show you on the outside of the pack are going to be on the back here with the carry system. They did a great job here by increasing the comfort on these straps and some of the structure on the pack, making it more comfortable. The older version on this dark blue here, I don't think these were too thin. They worked well for this bag, but I just really like this thicker, wider strap. It's got more padding with a better breathable mesh backing. They've also added a luggage pass-through sleeve in the middle here, gave it a little bit more breathability, air ventilation. However, they did get rid of the ability to stow these straps. The old version, you could unbuckle them, tuck them under, and the new model doesn't have that at all. The back padding is also much improved. The design is slightly different, kind of a grid mesh over here, a little bit more of a fabric over here. Thickness is about the same, but the real improvement I think here is in the structure. In the previous model, there's a plastic frame sheet here, but just in this middle panel where these edges are just kind of soft. This helps give the bag structure, but it can end up being a little bit rounded. A little bit hard to show that here, but side view, I think you can kind of see it a little bit better. Not that big of a deal, but if you kind of overpack the bag, it can cause this to pop out. And really only the middle of the bag will be sitting on your back when you're carrying it like a backpack. Compare that over here on the update. They've added that plastic frame sheet now goes the entire width of the back panel. It's gonna give the bag a lot more structure and support and make this back panel much flatter on your back. Another reason why this is so important is because the laptop sleeve is gonna be back here. So when you have a rounded back padding that doesn't offer as much support, it's gonna be putting pressure, especially on the corners of your laptop. Compare that over here with this full plastic panel. It's gonna lay much flatter and not put as much pressure on the edges. Much better protection for your laptop. Other than that, the design on these is essentially the same. The new version is a little bit better with this kind of softer, squishy padded foam, but the size is identical. Measured the opening, it's still about 15.5. Both are the same. Still keeps this kind of awkwardly unfortunate fabric loop. It's a good zipper lock, but it can get in the way of putting your laptop in here. Both designs, that's the old one, and the new one are gonna fit my 15.5-inch Dell pretty much the same way. And then one really minor update on the back here. There used to be a side pocket that had a little additional rain cover that is now gone on the update. So that's all the updates on the outside of the pack. There's one additional thing I want to show you on the inside with that zipper pocket orientation, and then a little bit of the packing style, how that different size main compartments affects how you might pack the bag. This is the old version with these fabric panels in there. The design really isn't any different except the orientation on these zippers. Over here, these panels are going to unzip so they fold out so you can get to your stuff kind of easily here in the main compartments. Essentially the same overall design here, but they flip the orientation on these zippers. So now these pockets fold in. Not really sure why they did that. I kind of like the old version. Now these kind of flop over themselves, get in the way. Don't think this is a great update, but also I don't think it's really that big of a deal. But what I do like with the updated design here is this increase in capacity in the main compartment. Look how much bigger this side is compared to the old version, which is maybe half the size. This bag doesn't really need packing cubes because of these zippers keep your gear in here, but just to demonstrate what I'm talking about is kind of medium-sized Matador packing cube. In the new version, it fits in there easily with plenty of room to spare. You can fit a couple things in there. Whereas the same packing cube over here on the older model, I always felt like I was trying to cram my gear in here. It didn't have as much space as I thought I did, so that same pocket is kind of sticking out bulging outside of this pocket. So I hope that was a helpful overview and the comparison between the old and the new model. If you want to see more kind of packing demonstration or carrying the bag around, what you can fit in this bag, how to pack it, let me know in the comments. That's something I can follow up on in a later video. But for now, that's all I have on the update of the 2024 Cotopaxi Allpa 28 update. Please let me know in the comments if you have any questions. And again, thanks for watching.